Housing affordability has been an increasing concern in our country, but Minnesota has a different story. We'll show you why Minnesota has an income to home price ratio advantage. We've worked with hundreds of buyers across the state of Minnesota, and we've noticed the difference of what you can get for your money in Minnesota compared to a lot of other places across the country. Here's what we'll cover: how Minnesota stacks up compared to other states across the country, what a standard home payment looks like in the state of Minnesota, and also a story about a client and friend who lives out in California.
Here's how Minnesota stacks up in the country as far as average hourly wage compared to the rest. Currently, Minnesota is number 5 at around $39 an hour versus compared to California where they're at $41 an hour. Now, the big difference there is California's average sale price is $740,000, where Minnesota's is only $380,000, which is a huge advantage for a buyer in Minnesota for the income versus purchasing power. Here's what payment looks like for the median sales price in the state of Minnesota. At a $380,000 purchase price with 5% down and around a 6% interest rate, and then you estimate around $4,000 for taxes and around $2,000 a month for insurance, that equates to a payment of around $2,150. So looking at the median sales price for Minnesota, let's look at a payment, what that looks like. So at $380,000 with a minimum down payment of 5% and a 6% interest rate, you will have taxes and insurance in there. Roughly, that's going to put you around $2,150 a month. Now, if you compare that to California, where their average hourly wage is around $41 an hour and equates to about $85,000 a year, that payment with their average sale price or median sales price is going to look around $5,000, which is a large difference for that minimal of income.
Let me tell you a real life story. I have a good friend of mine that lives out in Northern California. He bought his first house, which I believe it was like a 1,700 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath rambler. The sales price, I believe, was $900,000. Not ridiculous at all. What would that same house cost in Minnesota? That's like a $275,000, $300,000 house. But also the interesting thing is, another one of my friends had bought a house that same time, and for $650,000, he got 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, maybe 4 baths, and a basketball hoop inside of his house. And I told my friend that, and he's like, that is absolutely insane. So I think just seeing exactly those differences in this land or these housing prices are significantly more expensive, but then yet our hourly wage difference is actually not that much, makes Minnesota an incredibly affordable place comparatively across the country. To find out for yourself, we have a affordability calculator on our website specifically geared and tailored towards Minnesota, where you can put in your income to figure out exactly what house you can afford and what your payments will be.